So I came and scouted this spot yesterday, and this is the shot. There's all these flowers here with these peaks over here, whoop, in the background that we're gonna try to get. The problem is I can only find one singular flower that is facing the direction of my composition. That singular flower is right back there. And it's just one flower. However, I've noticed since yesterday that more have bloomed. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna walk through this field. I've already got my shot set up, you just watched that. I'm gonna walk through the field and see if there are any more flowers set up that are actually facing our composition. So that is what I'm gonna do now. And hope I find more facing this direction, because it would be very advantageous to have more flowers in the shot. So I'm gonna do that now. Let's get started. Do you see it? Can you? It's right there. One flower facing this way after the sun has gone behind the hill. I still think it's worth it to switch up our composition. I think it's gonna be better, so that's what we're gonna do. It's right there. Alright, so first night shooting in Glacier, kind of. I came here last night to shoot both sunset and the Milky Way. Sunset, I wasn't totally in love with my composition, and I really didn't film anything. Got a better idea of where I'm at now, and as you can tell, I've been on the hunt for a flower that's facing in the correct direction. We just switched up the composition, as you saw, and I'm going to show you the new composition in a second, but it's kind of, oh, that's right, Oop, there. Definitely a little bit more in the trenches down there, trying to avoid some thorns. But anyways, absolutely beautiful here. I mean, just look at the background. It doesn't get much better than this. I'm not very far from the road, which makes it even better. Can leave most of my equipment in the car, grab a bottle of water, maybe grab the lawn chair and sit and wait for the sunset. We still got another, I mean, it's still 2 hours away. 2 hours and 10 minutes till sunset, and this is what it looks like here. It's absolutely crazy. But I'll show you the composition that we're gonna shoot. I'm not sure if it's gonna turn out, just because the dynamics in the light on the flower and the background are gonna be pretty contrasty. I'm not sure how it'll blend together, but we're gonna try to make it work. Let me show you the composition really quick. All right, so this is our composition, and I am standing in a very precarious position, so I hope you can hear me and the glare isn't too bad. We're gonna have to focus stack on the flower, the middle ground, probably 2 middle ground shots, and the background. I will darken that up really quick so you can see the background. But that is pretty much our composition. We have these 2 beautiful flowers right here, but also I love these leaves. They really add to it, I think. And it's got this nice swooping composition for the bottom part of the frame with the mountains and the background. It's gonna look absolutely gorgeous if the light turns out on our background and we have this nice foreground. So that's our composition. Gonna see if we can make it work. Got about another 2 hours till sunset, so just gonna sit around and enjoy the sights. Thanks for watching. All right, so really quick, after the composition talk, one question I always get for shots like this is how close I am to the actual subject. You can see the distance here is, that's that front leaf is probably, so from the front of my lens, I can do this. That's how far away that first flower is in my composition. That gives you an idea of how close I am to this and how far away I am from the background, and why you have to focus stack no matter what aperture you're at. So hope that answers that question for this particular shot. And yeah, let's enjoy the sunset and enjoy some photography and not get bit by these mosquitoes. Okay, bye. The benefits of shooting sunset slightly near the car. Got an audience over there, meeping. Just also waiting for the sunset, I guess. So the sun is setting, and I've done a few things. I've explained to you the composition, but I thought I'd take this time to explain a little bit more about my settings as I take the shot. So when I had enough light, I was shooting at f/16, and I was shooting a bracketed and about 4 different focal distances for a focus stack bracketed shot. If that's what I end up needing, it's possible I might only need 1 exposure for every shot, and then maybe the darkest exposure for the background shot, which is the mountains. As the light got dimmer and dimmer, I have to switch down to about f8, because as you can tell, there is a little bit of a breeze, and trying to get those flowers crisp as they move at f/16 is very difficult. So right now I'm shooting at f8, ISO 250 instead of ISO 100, to just have that shutter speed around 1/100th of a second to get it, to make sure that those little bit of movement in the wind is still crisp. The problem is blending those together, as every shot for not only the bracket, but every shot for the focus stack, there's going to be movement. So I'm not entirely sure how it's all going to come together in the editing suite, but that is what I change my settings to as I'm taking those photos. Like I said, about 4 different focal distances, bracketed. One thing that I am doing special, that I've been doing a lot recently for brackets, is instead of shooting -2, 0, and +2, I've actually just been shooting -4, -2, and 0. Because typically what I'll do is I will expose for the foreground, which are the flowers, the darkest part. And on my meter, that means that the highest exposure, which is at 0, is actually correctly exposed for the flowers, and then it just gets darker from there. That just means that every shot that I take, the brightest shot is correctly exposed for the flowers, which is all I really need because it's the darkest part. And then everything gets darker, meaning I get more and more detail out of the brightest parts of the image, which is the sky. It's a little complicated. Maybe I'll go into a video on it because it's something I've been doing a lot more recently, especially with darker foreground objects and brighter background objects, which is typical when you're shooting a scene like this. Anyways, gonna wait for the sun to set just a little bit more. I was told that apparently there's going to be an elopement going on. It's already 8:40. Still another hour until sunset. Sunset is at 9:40, but it does go behind the peaks that are way over there that you can't see. So this sunlight is about to stop hitting these mountains behind me, and then I'm gonna pack up and we're gonna go try to shoot the Milky Way. It's very difficult to film me trying to shoot the Milky Way, but I'm gonna try my best to get some kind of content in there. Maybe I'll bring a light and light myself while I talk about it, but stay tuned. I'm probably the next thing you're gonna see is me either packing up, taking some more shots, and then I'll show you the shot that I got, and then we'll head and try to take some shots of the Milky Way. As long as it stays clear. Looks very clear right now, but last night and the other night, clouds just come in the middle of the night very quickly here in the mountains. So anyways, stay tuned. Thanks for watching. All right, so I briefly just wanted to talk about the 4 images that I ended up using. They were all shot at f/16 and ISO 100. I got away with a shutter speed of 0.4 seconds on the brighter exposures by waiting between shots as the wind died down. I found the light during this period more pleasing than the shots taken a bit later when I increased the aperture to f8, and thankfully I had enough stillness to capture the sharpness that I wanted in the plants and leaves. I stacked the images and blended them using a combination of Lightroom, Photoshop, and Helicon Focus. If you're interested in a full-length tutorial on this edit from start to finish, which I think would have a lot of great information and be pretty fun to do, let me know in the comments below. It was both a simple and complex edit all in one. So here are the final results, and I hope you enjoy. Going to be shooting with the 𝐒𝐚𝐫 tonight. Something you guys haven't seen me shoot with before. All right, so this is 11:45, which is 2 hours from now. We should have a pretty good Milky Way as long as it stays clear. Here is our composition. This is our blue hour shot that we've taken to get the, oh, well, okay, we'll just do it this way. We've taken to get the detail out of the bottom here with the river and the mountains in the background. I'll probably take a few other blue hour shots as it gets a little bit darker, just in case I would like one a little bit different than the other. And then we're gonna wait about, it is currently 9:48. Probably need about 2 hours until the Milky Way is in the right spot and it's dark enough. It takes a long time for it to get dark here. So now we just wait for 2 hours and hope that the Milky Way aligns in our composition. Once I take this shot with the Milky Way, I might switch it up and just take a few more Milky Way shots. Maybe with this lens, maybe with a different lens, but I'll keep you informed if I change anything. So now we just wait. Well, good news is there's no clouds yet, but I don't trust the weather. Okay, it is exactly 11:48, not that you can see it, which is 2 hours, I think, from the last update of time I showed you. And it just became, about 15 minutes ago, it became dark enough to see the Milky Way with the naked eye, meaning that I could start taking photos with my camera. The horizon is still just a tad too bright. Maybe now it's good. So I'm gonna start taking photos. What I'm gonna do is set my camera to roughly 3200 ISO, f2.8 on that 𝐒𝐚𝐫 lens, which, by the way, if you ever shoot astro or just want a really inexpensive landscape lens, it's like $280. It's manual focus, but its image quality for $1 is honestly unbeatable, I think. And I specifically bought it for astro. It takes amazing astro shots, super inexpensive in comparison to many lenses. And if you compare it specifically for astro shots, it beats out some like $2,000 lenses. Anyways, I will have that link down below if you're interested. Highly recommend. There's a car coming, so it's probably going to get very bright. Anyways, I'm taking f2.8, roughly 20-second shutter, because I don't want to take, 25 seconds on that lens kind of gets a little bit too much star movement. So 20-second shutter speed, 3200 ISO, and then what I'm going to do is take about 25 photos with an intervalometer timer set to take a photo every 25 seconds. And what I'm going to do then is combine those with some software. And what that does is just going to remove a lot of the noise from the image that's imposed by those high ISO numbers. And then also I'm going to be able to blend in that blue hour shot that you saw in the beginning to just make it super, well, I guess super low noise. It doesn't make any sense. Really good low noise. And that just means that if I ever want to print large for a viewer or just print in general, it should print really well. So I'm going to try to take some shots. Thank you guys for watching. It's very difficult for me to show you the shots I'm taking. All my screen brightnesses are super low. I'm trying to keep my eyes adjusted, and it's very, very difficult to show you what I'm doing. So I'm going to show you the shot that I got, or the combination of shots that I got, and I hope you enjoy. If you like the video, please like the video. It helps me the most. If you really love the video, consider subscribing, and I'll see you again next time, and thanks for watching. Enjoy.